This is a demonstration video to show how these section blocks can be created in a fashion of like this example here of a page in Canvas, showing here lesson 12, showing these alternating section blocks of the blocks representing the readings. This could be an assignment, link to data files to provide an efficient way for students to work with a consistent way to find their assignments or content that works with the course. And to make this a way of an easy copy paste method to work with the page I'm working with in a sense of Canvas pages, or quizzes to put content on a quiz page or a landing quiz page, the landing assignment page for working on an assignment. These are all ways of working with it, but the big approach I'm working with here is regarding a page in Canvas, and to do this without having to be knowledgeable about HTML. So it's already set up so that you can work with a copy paste method using the Canvas rich text editor. All right, so this again is just the example here to see a finished work of a page. So what we're going to do is work with basically an empty Canvas course. I have a quiz and a demonstration quiz and a demonstration assignment. So just go to assignments, you'll see I have them set up as a demo. I'm going to go back to pages to understand that I have no pages here, and I'm going to get a template for this to work on and bring that in here. So where is the template? The template's in the Canvas Commons area. So to get to the Canvas Commons from your course, you can click on the left navigation menu of Canvas, right mouse click, open up in a new tab in your browser. I've done that already. I'm going to go to the comments that I've opened. And what I have here is already the template being displayed, but how did I get that? So if I just happen to copy this. And when you do open up the common area for different templates as resources out there in Canvas, this will change as things are added to the commons. But what we're going to do here is do a paste of the following text, so we can exactly find this template. It's called basic lesson, no spaces, page template, and that brings this up. So what I want to do next is just click on this link to open it up. And one way for me to get the import to work, I certainly can do a direct import download off here to the right. And again, this just shows the page I'm going to import into my course. And what I'm going to do to save on a couple extra steps, I'm going to go ahead and click on the add to favorites. So in my commons area, I've clicked on the template I want or whatever resource I have, but specifically this example, this demonstration, I want this template. And I'm going to click on the star for to add to my favorites. So if I click it again, I will remove it, but I want it to be a part of my favorites. So if I just click on my favorites, you'll see that I have one favorite here being selected or pinned to my favorites. All right, so now I'm going to go back to the tab of my course. Now that I have a favorite, I can go to my pages, and I have no pages here added. I'm going to go on to the More button, which is the 3 dots, and click on the More button and go to Common Favorites, which that's my only menu choice. Click on that, wait for it to load. There's my favorite I selected earlier. Click on this link, and I've now, the check mark shows I've just added this favorite into my course. Now, it doesn't show there on the page yet. As the page reloads, it reloaded here automatically. If it doesn't reload, you need to refresh your browser, but here it loaded for me automatically. Here's the template now inside my course. I'm just going to click on it to open it up. You can see what was out there in the comments, the same thing. just go scroll through here. There's information here regarding the why and benefits of this for instructors and teachers and students. To look at an example, I'm just going to click on this to click here to jump down to the bottom. Here's an example of a made-up way of 3 different readings using these section blocks. And here's the last one. I have an assignment, and it just, there's no links to it because I'm referencing a textbook. That would be the paper textbook to work with. So anyway, just the end of this example. So this could be a real page for a student in their Canvas course. But anyway, I'm going to scroll back up here and just review some of the instructions that have been provided here. So here's the why and benefits. This is a video here that you're watching. It's a demonstration video to watch on YouTube. Some how-to notes from the for an instructor to follow to build their your page of content, which again, it can be a Canvas page, Canvas quiz, and a Canvas assignment, any place where Canvas provides the rich content, a rich content editor for you. You can add, copy and paste this. Now, what I have here, just I'll scroll through these example section blocks that are working with some already text involved. So you certainly can update that. That's what's designed here, that you just go and change the text there to be the proper phrasing for what you're using in your course. And then again, associate the right content here for the text that you need to associate to the different section blocks you're working with. Now I have here set up as section breaks that are going to be important to be used in the selection of copy and pasting. So I'm just going to go back up here and use my left menu to go back to the pages. So I'm going to just exit out of here just to see what pages are there. So one quick way for me to make a new page from this is just basically click on the more button here for this page that's selected, and I can duplicate it. Once I duplicate it, I have it listed here as a copy. Going in here now to edit it, I can go ahead and click on the edit button here to enable my rich text editor. Now I have the rich text editor enabled. I also then can change the name of this, and I'll just call it, I'll call it my lesson 1. And I'm going to need to work with deleting the information I have in here. So let's say I want to, I already understand the way it works. So I'm just go ahead and select everything up above here and hit the backspace key. So I hit the delete key or backspace key. And so now I'm left with this section break. I'm going to go down here and scroll to the end part example. And again, I'm going to just kind of select the end of the section break here, select all this here and kind of recreate this, make sure I'm down at the end of this end of the example section block. And I'm going to hit the delete key here. I'm a little bit short on that, so I will reselect that again. I don't have this quite set up so that I can reach to the end like I want. It's not going to happen for me. But I'll ignore that at the moment. Not critical here. And so now what I want to do is work with these section blocks I want. And notice that they're alternating gray colors. So there's sort of a pattern here to follow so you can understand they have a break in between horizontally. Now, we don't necessarily need these at the end if we don't want this extra white space. Certainly I can just do it through text and I have white space in between. That depends on what your preference is. But I'm going to make it so that they kind of join, butt up together on top of each other. So that's my goal. Now, what I want to do is, let's say I want to let's say I add, I'm just going to take this section block and I'm going to select from the section break here down to the next section break to the end of that one. I'm going to copy that with Control C while I'm here on the rich content editor. And I'm going to go back up here to the top and I'm going to decide I'm going to insert this in the beginning at the top. I'm going to do Control V to paste it in. I've just pasted this in. And I've got duplication here in that regards, no big problem. It's just indicating I have this extra reference of text here to work with my process of selecting things. And all I have to do here now is just go about, maybe I just say this is I'm gonna just change this to be an introduction in here, and I'll decide that I'm gonna put in this design, I'm gonna modify this text and just leave the bullet there, and I'm just gonna introduce this as about this lesson, and just go whatever, and just fill in the text that I want to just provide there. So I'm going to need to back out here and create some more. All right, so now I built some introduction here. Now let's say I decide I'm done with my change of editing all the text here to fit the type of lesson this is going to be. Now I just want to break apart these sections. So all I have to do is select the text here of this section break and hit the backspace key once and then twice, and that will join these section blocks together. I do again for this one up here, select it, backspace once, twice, and now I've removed it. Do it again here, backspace once, twice, and let's see, select another one, backspace once, twice, and I think I have a couple more left here. Select it, backspace once, twice. I'm going to select both these together, backspace once, twice, and I have one more left here at the very top. And I'm going to select that, backspace once and twice. Now I've got all of them joined together, and I'm going to now just go ahead and save my new lesson one. And so when I look at my pages, go back to my menu and my pages, you will see I have lesson one there. So I have lesson one, and I can open it up, and there it is. Now, I can always go back and edit and change things as I find I need to change that. Just going to view all pages again. So now if I need to work with an assignment or a quiz, I'm just going to go to a quiz page. I want to use some of this to help work with information to start a quiz or other information to be part of that quiz. Also, the same thing applied to an assignment. So I'm going to go to the lesson page template, and I'm going to go down here and I'm going to decide, okay, I want to use this first section block here. I'm going to select it and copy it. I don't need to be in the editor at this point to be editing. So I'm just do is select it from selecting these two top before and after section breaks. Control C to copy it. Now I'm going to go back up here to my menu and go to my assignments where I have a quiz in there. I'll have a demo quiz. I'll click on the demo quiz to begin where I'm going to edit that. So I'm now going to go click on the edit button. And right here with the edit button, besides giving the name, the title of the quiz, certainly I could work with questions that I want to put content together as well, but just to make it simple for adding it to a quiz for added information. So I have the editor open in my rich context editor from Canvas. So I'm just going to do is paste this one I copied in here. And so I didn't have to create another way of a quiz that's copied from the page. It's a matter of copying the content from that template. And now what I want to do is, I don't need these section breaks here. I'll hit the backspace once and twice, and then the same for the last one here on the bottom, backspace once, twice. And again, if you were going to build multiples of these section blocks, you would do the same method I started with on the other example in the beginning. All right, so I'm done with my editing this demo quiz. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And if I decide I want to preview it, here I can click on preview. And here you can see the page that's set up for my quiz to have some information for reading that. I didn't change any of that text there at the moment to edit while I was an editor. But anyway, I can go back to the editor now, keep editing, and I can make those changes to that. Wait for it to load, and now I could go in and select the text and just modify the text to be what I want. So no HTML coding I have to do here. All I'm doing is just selecting these section blocks and then modifying the text in those section blocks to accommodate the phrasing I want to use. So this is hopefully what will be helpful to you to create your own alternating section blocks of shaded gray color to provide a way for students to easily access the content they need to do for their lessons or for other areas as an assignment or quiz. And it becomes a way to provide consistency for the student throughout your course to follow this model. And then all I have to do, if I want to now build my modules, all I have to do is go about here to create a new module where I'm going to link to so I'm going to, I can add a page now to my So I go to my pages and there's the lesson one. I can throw that as an item there in my module. Now I have my lesson one there. And so now I can go and click on lesson one and open it up and I'll see the new page for lesson one that I created. And then this will provide the way for a student to navigate that, and then they can from their lesson page. I don't have any other pages to navigate onto the next way of going through this, but that was just the initial way to get you introduced to how to copy and paste these section blocks. I hope this will be helpful as you prepare your course.